Hello?
Yeah, is William Montgomery there?
Yes, speaking.
Yeah, this is Sergeant Grove with Commerce City Police Department.
Hey, Sergeant, how's it going?
I got, all right, I got your phone message from yesterday. Actually, well, I got a couple of them, I guess, because Sergeant McGuire forwarded me one, and then I got yours yesterday. So I have a couple of answers for you on questions that you were already asking, and then we can go into more detail. But you said in your email to me you wanted to get the paperwork started on the complaint of the actions of the trespass in the Walmart and the receipt part.
Um,
Correct? Because that is
yes.
already. Go ahead.
Well, it was, I was kind of in the sort of the middle of it. I wanted to compare, the reports, which I have yet to see, and, to what, Sergeant McCoy was saying, to what my audio has, to just kind of go from there. Because it's sort of like
Okay.
all up in the air. Because he was saying that he thought nothing was wrong there, but then once he fills out the report, his supervisor, or someone like you might eventually get wind of it or something. I haven't even seen the report yet, so I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. Actually, technically, I mean.
Right. So okay. So here's basically what I, and then we'll get into another part of it because this the date we're looking at on the Walmart and the receipt was February 12th, right?
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right.
So basically, what happened that day on February 12th, Sergeant McCoy he started the inquiry process from you on basically, we call it an inquiry where you have a question on policy procedure, violation, or anything like that. He started that process. That night. So that actually has come through my office as an inquiry that went out, and his investigation of what he found when he reviewed the officer's cameras and everything that went on, that is a report that generated through my office under the internal side of it, under what we call an inquiry report or citizen inquiry report, and I have a number for that. I was out of the office last week. During me being off that week, they looked at that report, finalized it, and I was actually getting ready to prepare to send you a letter that investigation has been looked at. That is just on the trespass, or not trespass, what do I keep saying trespass? Shoplift receipt case from the 12th.
Yeah.
Now, the actual offense report, they did write a report, an actual police report, too, on the whole Walmart incident on a theft report side of it, which is different than our internal side of it. That report is also complete. And then I remember from your email or voice message yesterday on that you had questions or wanted to make a complaint on Sergeant McCoy and the other officer for when they told you that Walmart was trespassing you.
Yeah, that was exactly the next day.
So
Yeah.
if you want to do a new complaint on that one, I can generate one. On that respect, I know they looked at the body-worn cameras and were there that night, but there wasn't any investigation done into that incident, specifically for like a complaint coming off of that, like the theft one that you'd already complained to Sergeant McCoy about.
Yeah. So that
So
it kind of all
I can
it kind of all ended really abruptly. I think McCoy was there the next day, and basically he said that
Right.
he would fill out the report for both nights, and that I should just wait for all the reports.
Now here's where I think we're kind of getting a little bit different on our languages. One, there was a report generated from each night on his side of it, from the patrol side of it, and the police side of it on the theft incident where Walmart said that you had the stolen item contacted by Calvano. That process, there was a police report made on that. Then the next night on the trespass issue, there was a police report made on that. On the other side of that, there was a internal inquiry report gone through on the internal side of that, based on you talking to Sergeant McCoy and the inquiry on the complaint of Calvano's actions.
Just
So
the
that
first
report.
night, but then it makes sense, not the
Right.
second night. Gotcha.
So the second night, we until I heard your email message, there hasn't technically been a report come through or generated a citizen inquiry on their conduct from that night. So there's been a police report made of the incident of the trespass based on the Walmart employees and everything from that night and our officers that were there, but not an internal, because I wasn't aware of one until you said it on your phone message that you wanted the issue of them that second night.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I can't remember specifically which officer I got a bunch of business cards, but
Right.
I can identify him. But yeah, I wanted to see definitively because in my experience, police officers have not been able to be agents of any private employers, and so I don't think he had the authorization or prior authorization from the Walmart store manager or whatever he said. I don't remember his name. Edward, I think. But basically, I had forwarded to like city council and a whole bunch and him and McCoy like an email a while ago, kind of reporting this to everybody earlier, and I basically had just done a simple Google to confirm what I've searched before. Basically, the separation between powers, and so I just wanted to see if you guys were either had that policy in place that you guys were agents and you were claiming to be, or that was obviously a mistake in that officer that night, who on audio I have him saying that he was their agent, that he was acting for or on behalf of Walmart, and so that's obviously a really big no-no if that is
Okay, so
illegal.
that
So yeah.
report and how that all came out, there is a report, and I can tell you how to go about getting those reports. If you want to make a complaint on the officer for that second night, I can generate that report.
Unfortunately,
They're two separate deals.
Yep, yeah, that kind of makes a lot more sense now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on the first night, though, based on what occurred that first night, an actual report and incident was looked into on the personnel side of it, which is my side of it.
Yeah, an inquiry. I like that choice of words.
You're right, an inquiry, but that was basically investigated by a supervisor. And there was the police report for the alleged violations or lack thereof of what Walmart said about the taking of the item on the shoplift. So that first night, both sides of the house got a report done. The criminal side of it, if there was for the theft, just a report generated from Officer Calvano and what happened that night and everything. And then the internal, when you talked to Sergeant McCoy, he generated the internal. That is the internal investigation and the review and the stuff that was done with the commander that it came through my office that I just got notified of when I came back to work. So I was going to send you out the letter on that one. And then the second night, I had not received that you wanted to make a complaint on the officer for his actions of trespassing you. There was a police report made of that incident, but not an internal complaint. So that, I guess, would be my question. Do you want me to start an internal complaint on that? And if that is true, then obviously that report you can't get because it would just be starting today. But for that investigation would just be starting today. Now, on the other reports, I can tell you how the process of how you can go to try to get a copy of those. I can tell you that process.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do yes on both. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear before. But yeah, the next night was pretty much as bad, if not, I think possibly worse than the prior night. Not having authorization to remove people.
Because I thought they were combined together initially when I came back to work and everything. I started looking at the two tapes because I wasn't aware that the first part or the second night wasn't included in all the stuff because they just looked into the first incident, not the second one. From the personnel side of it.
Yeah, from the inquiry side. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I have the videos from that side, and we have the police report that was written. There's just there has been no investigation into the actual officer complaint saying, I want to complain on the officer for the removal and how he removed me from Walmart, and that they can't do that. That internal side hasn't been done. That's what I can generate today.
Yeah, I think. Thank you. Yeah, it might have been either John Walkinshaw or Derek Aragon.
It was Derek Aragon who initially talked to you.
Yeah. I think John Walkinshaw just showed up. He was outside the door when I got his business card. So, but yeah, Derek Aragon. Wow, we have him on tape, basically saying that he is a Walmart authorized agent. So we're really concerned about that one.
And that's on his tape too.
Yeah.
All of the officers that were there.
Oh yeah, you guys
have body-worn cameras, and they all were recording the whole time too.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. I thought I didn't see any cameras personally. So we
and actually, on one of the I watched the video footage because Officer Aragon, when he was talking to you and you said you were recording it, he says, yeah, we are too, and he actually touched his camera for you. They're a big square thing that's on their chest. You can't miss them, but they...
we were looking... we're from Fort Collins. We always look at the something up near the eye, cameras up there. But so
yeah, no, on both...
There was a lot
nights,
going on, so...
yeah, but on both nights with... Officer Calvano and Sergeant McCoy on the first night incident was all recorded.
Really? There's video of me being arrested for cheese?
We have officer cameras on both incidents.
Oh man,
part of the internal investigation. Yes.
That's better than what I got.
Your audio will match. It should match because you were recorded the whole time. Yes.
Sweet. Oh man, I would love a copy of that. No joke.
Well, here's you have to, if you
but anyways,
want a copy
yeah.
of any of that information, you have to go through the process to do
exactly.
that,
mm-hmm.
and I can give you that process. So, and what I can actually do, hold on here a second, I'm trying to log back on my computer to get you some numbers here.
Yep, sweet. Thank you very much for the help.
Because our officers all wear body-worn cameras. So yeah. I'll give you some case numbers, and then I'll tell you how you can go about doing it, and then there'll be a new case number under the new inquiry that we're doing for the second night on Aragon. But I have to look that number up here real quick. But
that's okay.
So if you go ahead.
Oh, sure. And I was going to say real quick, just to make this abundantly clear, that this isn't necessarily involving just me. I think it's a really big issue that my brother was banned from this the next night, and he wasn't even anything to do with the first night whatsoever. So there's a lot of defamation and misinformation that had flown across both sides and stuff.
You're William, right?
So yeah, I'm William. I'm the only one that.
Right.
Yeah, David didn't even know about the cheese. I kind of surprised him with the audio later. So.
Okay.
But then all of a sudden he gets banned the next day.
So the first night with the shoplift thing in Walmart, or the alleged shoplift thing in Walmart, that was just you.
Yeah, completely, totally.
And then the second night that you were there with Officer Aragon, I know there were two of you that were yelling back at him when you guys were leaving, and the conversations that were going on. So you were only one of them, and your brother's another one.
Yeah, and that was David the next night. Yeah, so he didn't even have any.
David.
He. That was the first time he got the same formal warning from the same officer. He had actually gone into Walmart earlier that day and had already talked with some other employees, just chatting with them as he was buying stuff and whatnot. And so it didn't seem like there was
context the conversation I had with an employee.
Well, that may or may not have to do with the formal warning. But what I'm trying to say is that basically it didn't really seem like there was any sort of formal warning given to the staff of the establishment for anyone to give to David earlier that day. And so all of a sudden, when Aragon shows up, he just says that he's the authorized agent, and then bam, removes him. So
yeah, we were just
kind of shocking.
We were
very
talking
surprised.
To a yellow shirt the whole time.
Yeah, so
we weren't even
Yeah, when he showed up, we were talking to an employee right then and there, and she wasn't even escorting us out or anything like that. So it was kind of unusual for only him to be given that authorization, or even information or awareness, a memo or something.
Okay, and I can't go into all the specifics because it's information that's contained in those reports. But
exactly. Yeah. Just wanted to clarify that with David. Yeah, that's all.
So you want me to add David on the second night?
Yes.
Yes.
Specifically, the second night. Yeah, he was
And then,
just as
okay,
effective.
and obviously, because I can hear him in the background, if that's him, to add him on, does he have the same address as you that you gave? I think you gave Sergeant McCoy, or they have entered on you an address in Fort Collins.
Yep, that's our permanent mailing address, 305 West Magnolia
The
Street.
305.
Yeah.
So would I use that for David also?
That works. Yep, he just thumbs up that.
And that's Magnolia Street, number 221?
Yeah, PMB specifically, so it doesn't get lost in the mail sometimes. Private mailbox, 221, and that's 80521.
For PMB?
Yeah, it stands for
221?
private mailbox, 221.
Okay, so 305 Magnolia Street, PMB 221.
Yeah, 305 West Magnolia Street, PMB 221.
West Magnolia?
West Magnolia, yeah.
So West Magnolia will get, okay, because the one letter on the one incident investigation that I would send, I was going to actually send that because it got completed during the week I was gone. But the second one, okay, so, and then does Dave, I don't have you guys' information pulled up. I just have the addresses from the letter. David have the same phone numbers, or does he have a different number if he needs to be contacted?
If you want to give, yeah, he always has, at
Just give
the very least, a voicemail number, in case we always get separated. You never know. But yeah, 970 239
239
1580.
1580.
Okay.
So same address, brother, different number, and date of birth?
December 15th, 1988? Yep. Right? Sweet, yep.
So
I know my
it would
brother.
be David Montgomery, 1215 of 88, at the address 305 West, Magnolia Street, private mailbox number 221. That'd be a contact information for him, 970-239-1580.
Yep. Unfortunately.
And then,
yes.
Okay. So, and now, if you want, if you have the ability right now, I can give you some different case numbers and how you can go about trying to get the records request for them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're ready for it.
Okay. The first night and incident, which was from, I want to say the 12th. The case number is 13 CN 17001056.
Okay.
The second number is the case report number, the police generated case report number from the second night on the trespass case that we're talking about on redoing or starting a new complaint on that one. That actual police report part is 13 CN 17001094.
All right, perfect.
And then I guess the personnel, the internal personnel portion of the investigation on the first night, that case number is CI 17-001.
Okay, just that, a little bit shorter.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there's not a whole bunch of numbers because it's just an internal number on the inquiry and the investigation of the inquiry that you made. Now, the second one, I don't have it right now because I have to enter it in, and then I will generate a number, and off the top of my head, I don't know what number we're at. But it'll be another one. But if you want to request those reports prior to this one being looked into, you can do that, and there's a couple of different ways that you can do that.
Sure.
You have to submit. Anybody that wants a report has to do an official records request. So I just can't give it to anyone. You have to do that, but that goes through our records division. But there's two ways to do it. You can either come into the police window, they give you the form on the records request to fill out. You fill out that records request, they'll give it to them, and then they have, I don't remember their time frame, they can tell you that, but they have like up to, it's not going to be an immediate turnaround, but they look at the request, what you're requesting, depending on the different portions of any, well, I know neither one of them are in the court process, but they look at all that kind of information, and they get back to you and give you what they can release to you.
Sure. Yep. Sounds
And
similar to.
you can do that by coming into the police department. But if you guys are in Fort Collins, you don't want to drive down, you can actually do that online too.
Oh, really? That's cool.
You can log on to our website, the city website, which is c3gov.com.
Well,
Let me
that's
pull it up
just
here to
fantastic.
make sure. But there should be a link.
So I don't have to pay
Police
for these.
department. Huh?
I don't have to pay for these reports.
There is a fee to obtain, but I don't know any of that. Honestly, that if if there are any fees depending on the report, that all is done, and our records people would be able to provide you with that. I don't have that information.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know the scale. I don't know the charge fee off the top of my head. So if you go into that Commerce City, the c3gov.com site, there's a little police. There's some boxes there. One says agendas, minutes, report of concern, police, media center, recreation. There's one that just says police on it. If you click on that, she said there's a link to a records request form. And then you go in there and you can do a records request on the police website. There's a way to do that, and you can do that via the computer.
Okay, so
like
a digital form, not just something to print out. They actually have fields you fill out and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things on there, but they have file a report, press release, police reform section, a safety and prevention, working at patrol ops, special ops. There's a download background checks. I'm trying to find the actual link so I can direct you right to it. There is one on. There is a thing for report a complaint or compliment, but you're already doing that. So, but there is a section on there. She said that is for a records request.
Well, that's okay.
But
we'll hunt around. That works.
She said it's on there. You can do it online or in person. Either way, they'll still get the request, and then they'll give you back the information that you're asking for on what can be released, what can't, if it all can, if it all can't, and they'll go from there.
And how much cost? Sweet. Well, thank you very much.
And I will be generating the other one, the secondary complaint from the second night. Let me look here real quick. Probably tell you what the number will probably be. Probably going to be CI 17-004, but so it'll be something close to that. But I will also touch base with you when that investigation is completed. I could call you. You're aware. The other one, I'm going to be sending you a letter on because it came through when I was gone, and the investigation on that. So I'll be sending you a letter on that one today. That was for the number that I gave you on the CI 17-001, and then the new one will probably be 17-004. But I'll give you notification on that one also.
No worries, that works. Thank you.
All right.
I just have one last. One last question here. It's half rhetorical, but as you were talking about reports, I had an interesting thought come across my mind. When Aragon the next night escorted us off, if I had not ever requested any report on a police report be made, or otherwise to that effect, if we just kind of walked off really quietly, real quickly, and whatever, would a police report have ever even been generated for that event?
On trespasses, when companies want somebody on their property and we do a trespass, if they want people trespassed, there are reports that are generated on that.
Okay. I thought it was just all verbal there. So you would generate a report.
Not necessarily. It depends on. It just depends on the circumstances. But there are. I haven't been on the patrol for a little over a year, so some of the places aren't sticking into mind. But if there's a business where people have had problems before, I know I mean, depending on what level it is or how they want it to occur, yeah, there are reports generated on trespasses.
Yeah, yeah. I guess in this case, it turned into, a trespass order off the property permanently, which of course is going to generate some sort of report. Which, by the way, in our experience, we don't feel like you guys should have even had our names for that.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, we were going to mention this too, but basically, what we're ultimately concerned about here was that it wasn't really a trespass warning in the sense of like a formal warning for a business to just say, hey, don't do that specific thing like skateboarding, but you can come back and shop and stuff. This seemed like everyone just jumped straight to a trespass order, which is where we're permanently banned from the location. And he turned his like formal warning into an order almost live, Aragon. But ultimately what we were so concerned about is in our experience with other situations very similar to this, our names are being used against us. And so having our name issued via a trespass order, or for you guys to use our name in a trespass order, shouldn't even be possible because you technically, if it's true, you guys shouldn't have had my name in the first place when you detained me illegally for the seizure of the shop.
I'm not going to go into
exactly.
part of the investigation.
But we
just part of that report, and it might answer some of your questions when you get a copy of that report on how everything worked.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll probably answer them, and it's information that's contained in that really technically, if I give it to you right now, I can't give you that report, if you know what I'm saying. So it might answer a lot of your questions when you actually get a copy of that report.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
The case number of it, and that should.
Sweet. That's what I figured.
It may or may not, but it'll probably answer a lot of your questions, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm still working with Walmart to get back with them with some of the actual policies there. They're going to send me hopefully because I have yet to see the physical policies that they have for their own stuff. So I'll compare your policies and their policies and the statutes of this, constitutions and stuff. We'll go from there. So,
okay.
But thank you very much. It's very informative. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or anything, but my brother and I have a lot of other cases just like this, and so this was kind of the prime example of policies that were kind of private that became public, and we don't think Walmart should be asking people or Walmart themselves don't stop people because they know they can't short of a citizen's arrest, and so for police officers to be doing that, big no potentially. We think. So we'll deal with this all on the bureaucratic side, but we really, really appreciate the due process on this. It's very clean so far, it seems. Let's put it this way, better than some other jurisdictions we're having to deal with. So thanks for all the help and sorry for the trouble. But we'll get back to you here when we see and get some of the reports. So
okay.
Thanks. Take care.
All right. Yep.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.